Hello, my wonderful, beautiful friends. Welcome back to an episode where people say they know the owner when they don't. And the stories are super cringy and embarrassing. Guys, I know it's been a while since I've done an episode like this, and today I've got some lovely stories for you where people lie to employees, to their face, to try to get what they want. It's ridiculous. Guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I've got a ton of subscriber submissions that I'm gonna go through, so you don't want to miss future stories. Let's dive in. A buddy of mine's family runs a small convenience store / bait and tackle shop, and I help out every now and then since I work at a gas station. Like 98% of stores, the shop is currently operating on one toilet paper, one paper towel item per family policy. My friend's dad, the owner, told me in person that no one is allowed to buy more than one pack of toilet paper per family. No ifs, ands, or buts. Cue the scene. So, the cast is me, the entitled dad, the embarrassed kid, the store owner. So I'm waiting out the last hour of my shift when the entitled dad and the kid walk in, decked out in fishing gear. The entitled dad grabs a pack of worms, some sodas, ice, and snacks. As he's passing by the toiletry section, he grabs 4 packages of toilet paper. I told him, "I'm sorry, sir, but the store policy is currently 1 per family." I call that out across the store, but the dad ignores me. He and the kid select a few more things and walk up to the counter. The kid is trying hard not to be seen, so I can tell he knows what's coming. I said, "Sir, unfortunately, I'm only able to sell you 1 toilet paper package right now." The dad is getting angry and says, "Well, why can't you sell me more?" I told him due to the pandemic and shortage, our store is only allowing 1 toilet paper item per family. He says, "Well, there's no sign back there." I told him, "Yes, there is, sir. There's a sign every 6 feet around the store and at the register listing what items are being limited." He then tells me, "Well, I know the owner, and he says it's okay for me to buy as many as I want from here." The kid has now retreated to the door, clearly wanting to leave and to not be here. I said, You spoke to the owner." He's getting irritated now and says, "Yes, I did. Now, are you gonna ring me up or what?" I told him I have to make sure, and that the owner specifically said that you can buy however much you wanted. He tells me yes. Can you please hurry it up? I want to be on the lake soon. I told him, "Sir, I know the store owner did not say anything to you because I'd have known about it." He accuses me of calling him a liar and that he's reporting me to the owner the next time he talks to him. I pull out my phone and said, "How about now? You want to give him a call?" He responded, "What?" I'm calling the owner and putting the phone on speaker. Let's call him right now. If he says it's okay, I'll ring you up and apologize. Before the dad can say anything, the store owner picks up and says, "Hey OP, what's up?" I told him nothing much. I have a person here and he says you told him that he could ignore the store policy on toilet paper. The store owner on speakerphone says, "May I have this person's name?" The dad's face breaks out in hope, thinking he's bluffed his way through this, and he tells me his name. I repeat the name loudly so my boss can hear. And my boss on speaker says, "I don't know who the hell this person is, and I have not told anyone that they could ignore the store policy. By purchasing more than 1, you are possibly depriving others that may desperately need the toilet paper. And if you're taking a dump so much that you need more than 1 package, I would seriously suggest you consult a doctor. Not just buy more toilet paper. If you can't follow store policy like every other customer that's come in, you can leave." The store owner hangs up, and the dad has his mouth open in shock, while the kid is standing there looking like all the major holidays and his birthday are happening today. The dad shuts his mouth, stands in front of the register for a few seconds, and storms out of the store, leaving all of his items on the counter. Guys, that is something else. I really don't know why the dad even tried to pull that. As soon as OP started dialing that phone to call the owner, I would have just said, "You know what? Never mind. I made that whole thing up." You know, like a person who freaking lies. That must have been so embarrassing for the kid to watch his dad have to go through that. Oh my goodness. So, a few weeks ago, me and my friend went to a "Yay, quarantine is lifted" happy hour together. She apologized, but said she had to invite her mother-in-law because the woman had wanted to go to the same restaurant the same day and might have shown up anyway. We were there for maybe 15 minutes and got our drinks and a basket of bread and placed our order for appetizers. We were seated indoors, in nice air conditioning. In comes the mother-in-law. We see her, and my friend, let's call her Emily, waves at her. She waves back, but is still at the hostess stand, waiting for a good 10 minutes. A long time when you're sitting there trying to wonder what she's doing when we already have a table. The restaurant was for sure as busy as heck and had to wait. The poor hostess looked disgruntled. Finally, mother-in-law comes over and sits down. She says, "So, I asked for a patio table and told her that I know the owner, and they always take care of me." We were uncomfortable because we hadn't wanted one. We hadn't wanted to go outside at all, but she did not ask us and just went for it. I honestly knew this was gonna get worse. 10 or 15 minutes later, she's twisting around and making a show of how she's looking for someone. She says, "I always sit at the bar and never pay for my drinks. They always buy my drinks for me. I think that's the owner right there with his friends." She points to a group of people standing and laughing. She says, "His name's, John, I think." The waiter comes over. She complains that we still haven't been resat. He says he'll check up on it. And she says, "I know the owner. I want a table over by them now. Just pull up some chairs." The waiter tried to explain that they're only allowed to seat every other table and there weren't free ones available. She looks indignant and says, "I'm gonna go over there and ask him myself. Don't make me talk to the owner." The waiter leaves and she starts complaining to us about something or other. Emily had warned me that mother-in-law is a bit much. She waves again at a passing waiter that isn't our guy, and he comes over. Mother-in-law says, "Is that the owner over there?" The waiter says, "Yeah, that's him." She then asked, "What's his name again?" The waiter tells her it's Mark. So she jumps up and runs over there, arms wide open, and pretends like she knows him. And she says, "Oh my God, Mark. I haven't seen you in forever. It's so good to see you." She did not even know his name. He looked at her shocked and dumbfounded. We were forced by her to move to a table next to his group, where he did not once speak to her, but she kept twisting to make eyes at him. She even bought him a shot, and he did not accept it. The bill for the end of the night was $370. Both Emily and my mother-in-law ordered food to go for their husbands. I had the waiter split my check off from theirs. Mother-in-law insisted that she pay the rest herself without Emily pitching in. Emily was uncomfortable, but she got the tip instead. Sounds good, right? Like a generous ending. No. Emily told me a week later that mother-in-law emailed the restaurant and threw a fit saying that the bill was wrong. And how dare they mischarge her, and it was so unprofessional, and how the three of us could not have racked up that much. We were there for 4 hours, and they both ordered premium stuff from the non-happy hour menu. It was 100% accurate. I am so embarrassed and never want to go anywhere with her again. That mother-in-law is something else. That is so cringy. Oh, what's the owner's name? Mark? And then she proceeds to run up to a person whom she doesn't even know. So, this just happened today. I work in a small retail store from hell in a high-end mall. We carry many brands of bags, and one brand we will call T. Mind you, in this mall, there's also the main store for the brand T, where they carry more products from that brand. They're the competition, since they're the main store. So on Sundays, we close at 6 p.m. This loud woman and her husband walk in at 5:50. Guess who's going home late again? She grabs a backpack and she asked, "How much is this T backpack? I want to buy it for my husband." I told her, well, it's usually this price. However, the store's offering a small 10% discount on it because of Mother's Day. She responded, "Only 10% off? That's it? Well, the store T is offering more than that. They're doing 15% off." I told her that's not possible since we carry the same exact brand and we have the same prices. Plus, the brand notifies us whenever there's a sale. The lady changes her story and says, "Actually, no, not T-Store. I saw this same exact backpack in another store downtown. The lady offered me 15% off. I asked her what store it was, and she said, downtown. I said, okay, maybe it's a different model. I can scan the bag and add our 10% discount. So it'll be this price plus tax." She asked me, "You're not gonna give me a discount?" I told her sorry, the discount offered is 10%. The lady then raises her voice and says, "But the lady downtown offered me 15% off." I know the owner at this store. Can't you call the owner so he can give me an additional 5%? Call him. Call him because the customer is always right. So, calling the owner is a no since he hates to be called over things we already know. I told her I can't call the owner. He let us know yesterday that we're allowed to give 10% discount maximum on any store item. No more than that. She went on and said, but the woman downtown showed me her screen that the system lets her give 15% off. Can't you do that? I told her she's absolutely right. I can put in whatever discount in the system. I can put 15% or even 20%, but the owner strictly said 10% only. T-Store isn't even doing any discount at all. The lady then says, come on, the owner should offer more than that. I chose not to respond and ignore her at this point to avoid escalating the situation. Her husband then tells me it's fine and he'll pay for the bag. He hands me his card and then he politely asked me to monogram the bag. I monogram it. The lady just pulls out her phone and tries to find the bag cheaper, and I assumed, however, she didn't find anything. The husband is happy with his bag and thanks me. They both exit the store. I ended up leaving at 6:30. Guys, you know what the perfect thing to say in that moment was? Oh, the other store can give you 15% off? Well, you should go to that store instead, because we're only giving 10%. Guys, if any of you work in retail, know that I have so much respect for you, because I'm pretty sure you deal with these people all the time. I remember one time where somebody commented and said that one time a customer brought in used underwear, saying that they talked to the owner on the phone and the owner gave them the green light to bring them in for returns. Absolutely disgusting. So this happened a couple of weeks ago, but it still pisses me off when I think about it. My place of work is a family business. My grandfather founded our store, my dad and mom bought it from him, and now I'm working the desk, along with some of my siblings. My mom and dad did not plan to be sole owners. My uncle was very involved with the business and wanted to go in on it with them. Unfortunately, about 6 months before the deal was supposed to happen, he unexpectedly suffered a stroke and died while walking his dogs. It was so fast, I never got the chance to say goodbye. He was out less than 2 hours after he went down. He was young too, only 42. My uncle knew the codes to safes, passwords to accounts, all that. And when he went, he took all of that with him, so it was really difficult to track everything down. We now have a memorial photo in the store with his death date and a little message about what he's done for the store. Every so often, a customer who met him once will give us their condolences. While I love my uncle and enjoy the memorial picture, sometimes it really hurts to have someone who barely knew him try to comfort you while you're just trying to work. This one customer took it a step too far. As soon as she came in, she went to our higher end product and began to complain that everything was too pricey, that our prices used to be lower, and they weren't, before spotting the memorial photo. She looks towards me and says, "Oh, I know the owner. He used to bargain with me all the time. It's such a shame." Because I'm stupid and try to give people the benefit of the doubt, I assume she's just giving a weird kind of condolence. I don't like talking about him in front of strangers, so I switch topics and direct her towards lower end goods that are more in her price range. She gives me a weird look and continues on bemoaning our prices and how my uncle would always make them lower for her because again, she knew him. Then out of nowhere, as I'm talking about our mid-range product, she blurts, "Do you not even care about the discount I used to get?" I turned totally stone-faced and said, as calmly as I can, "Of course I do, but unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. I don't and cannot negotiate with you." I'd like to say that I blew up and threw her out of the store, but in the end, she settled on 2 lower-end products, and I processed her order as quickly as I could to get her out of my face. One thing I did do was simply not inform her on the sale we were having on one of her items. Whoops, we'll just call that $50 the dead uncle fee. Oh my goodness. A man died, and you're seriously saying that you know him just to get a discount. Guys, I'm gonna tell you a story one time. So one of my coworkers a few years back had decided to quit his job for a competitor company. A few weeks after quitting, he ended up getting laid off at his new job. So a few months later, a guy at our work had a heart attack and he passed away. And we went to the funeral and he had the gall to show up there. And you know what he did the whole time? He kept going around to us while everybody was mourning and talking about asking the boss to rehire him. Some people just give no care in the world and it's all about them. My friends, and that brings us to another end of an episode where people say they know the owner, but they don't. Guys, if you enjoyed the stories today, do hit that subscribe button. If you missed the last episode I did way back in October and want to hear more stories, click right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you.